So if you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up so that you won't miss any new videos. Today, I'm going to be showing you my secret to life, which is my study habits. Okay, first things first is that you find what motivates you. Before we get into any of this, any of the habits, any of the techniques, just realize what your motivation is for studying, why you want to accomplish your goals, why you want to reach that next level, and understand that it must come from within. Don't really rely on those external factors like, oh, well, my mom wants me to get better grades, or my sister's depending on me. Make sure that it is coming from within. Like, those external factors can be motivation to you, but make sure that the majority of your motivation is, why can't I say motivation? The majority of your motivation is coming from within. Number 2, and if I'm looking down, it's because I wrote my things on my iPad, so that's what I'm looking at, okay? Alright, so number 2, and I know some of y'all don't want to hear this, but sit in the front, okay? Sit in the front of your class. It helps you personally because you won't be so tempted to do this. Okay, the phones, the distractions. I mean, you could text in the front of the class, but if you're not a rude person, you don't want to be rude to the teacher. Rude. So you're less likely to be texting and doing things that you shouldn't be doing other than focusing on the teacher. All right, number 3 is time consuming, but this is what has really been helping me out, and it is that you write out your notes before class, okay? So if your teacher is one to post the PowerPoint that they're going to lecture on before you get to class, go ahead and just write it out so that when you're in class that you won't be paying attention so much to trying to write everything that's on the slides, and that you already have that outline written out, because the PowerPoint pretty much is just an outline. Like, it's not going to have everything that you need to know. So go ahead and write that outline out, and while you're in class, then you have time to really focus on what is my teacher telling me, what are they trying to emphasize, what are they telling me to focus on, so that within those notes that you've already written, that you will get to make side notes based on what they are personally saying. Now, here's just an example of this. In the black writing and pen is where you see me writing what the PowerPoint outline had on it. And in the blue ink there is where you see me writing what the teacher said. So as you can see, I'm writing arrows and things that are going from what the PowerPoint was saying. So as you can see, it's a lot of black ink. So imagine if I was trying to focus on what the board was saying in class and strictly writing down what the PowerPoint was saying. Step number 4, in addition to writing out my notes before I go to class, I like to read the information before I go to class. I know, it's really time consuming and it's a lot of work, but you're gonna have to do it after anyway. So once you read before you go to class, you already have a basis, like background knowledge on what the professor is talking about. So it won't be foreign information to you. You already have a background of what they're talking about, so that you can add on once you're in class and you'll have a deeper understanding of the information. And there is an alternative if you feel like this is just too much, okay? There's an alternative. So here is the alternative. Here I have a PowerPoint that I actually just printed out, and there is a way to print out your PowerPoints to where you have 3 slides per page, and you have the note section on the side so that you are able to write off to the side what the professor is saying in class if you don't want to do all the writing of with the PowerPoint, this is an alternative. Now, I've shown you the alternatives, but I am an advocate for writing down your notes, handwriting, because studies show that when you write something down, it stays in your memory as if you've seen it 10 times. So writing down really does help it retain and stay in your memory. So I do suggest that you write stuff down. Now, number 5. I think number 5. We're gonna go with number 5 if it ain't number 5. Number 5. Okay, number 5 is that you actually look at your notes after class. I know, mind blowing, just mind blowing. But you need to look at your notes after class, like as soon as possible after class. Because we tend to write our notes and then they just stay in the binder until when? Right before the test, right? Okay, so we need to write our notes and then after class, just look over it briefly and it will stick in your memory much more. Number 6. Number 6 is to stay organized. That's very vague. But by stay organized, I mean having a calendar, a notebook, putting things in your phone as a reminder, using a, I don't know, it's all types of stuff, an agenda, anything. So stay organized and on top of your assignments. Now, I like to write things on my calendar and I like to write things on my notebook to keep up with what's going on, because without that, I'm seriously like toast. I would not know what's going on. I would just be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I couldn't do it, so I'm gonna show y'all how I do that. Okay guys, so this is my example of my calendar that I keep on my wall, and this is for the month of January. So here I just have everything compiled that I have individually on each of my classes' syllabi. So in each syllabus, I look at the calendar of the class and I just take whatever that class for that day says and I write it on my calendar in so that I have the whole month already written down and it's in my face every day, so I never forget an assignment or anything that's going on. I've shown y'all my calendar, so now I'm gonna show y'all my notebook where I have my weekly to-do list. So I have the month and then in here I have my week, so I just write each individual bullet point of what particularly I need to do that week, and that is very, very helpful. So here's another example, and I just like to cross off once I've got it out the way. So this is my weekly to-do list. I think we're at number 7. So number 7, with the book, add those onto your notes that you've taken in class. Once you do this, you can close the book and the book is out the way. So once you go through your book and you have the notes that you've taken from the PowerPoint and added on the teacher notes, go with a different pen color. I prefer red, and take the book notes that you've read that you already haven't written and write in red with the new information. So once you've done that, you're literally done with the book, you're done with the PowerPoints, and now you have everything on your notebook paper, and you can just look at your notes and refer to those for studying. Alright guys, so here is an example of where I have gone in red for my book notes. You see the black for the PowerPoint and the blue where the teacher was pointing things out, and in red I have gone in and written things in the book that was not necessarily discussed in class. Number 8. Number 8 is to study in sections. And what I mean by this is, don't be thinking that you're just about to sit down and study for 8 hours straight and think you know the information now. Like, that's really not how our brains work. So what you need to do is break those study sessions up over a long period of time. So say you study for an hour this day, and then the next week you study for an hour for the same class, and you're hitting the information over a longer period of time. Don't wait until the test is tomorrow. Don't wait until, oh my God, the test is tomorrow, so let me sit down and study 18 chapters for 10 hours. Like, no. That's not gonna work, okay? So studies actually show that studying over a longer period of time in smaller chunks is more beneficial for your memory than sitting down in 10 hours and trying to cram a whole bunch of information into your brain. It's not gonna work. So this is what I do. So say I have a class every Monday. So for that class, I'm doing my notes and everything. And after class, I'm going to study what I just learned. And then the next Monday, I'm gonna study what I've just learned, so that when the test comes, I'm not gonna have 4 or 5 weeks of information that I haven't been studying and putting off to then come back and be like, oh my gosh, I have 6 chapters to learn. So space it out. Just space it out. And to add on to that, just know your limits. Some people may be able to sit down for 3 and 4 hours at a time, and some people might need 30 minutes. If after 40 minutes you see that you just reading and you like, wait, what did I just read? And you gotta go back, take a break. Just take a break. Everybody's different. So just know your limits and know what works for you. Número 9. Número 9 is to eliminate distractions. Everything gots to go, okay? The phone, the Netflix, the YouTube, okay, except for if you're watching me, it's okay, you can do that. Just joking. Put away the distractions, okay? If you need to seclude yourself, if you need no sound at all, then find you an environment, find you a safe place that you know that it will be quiet enough for you to sit down and have your study time, because the distractions really do cloud your memory, and you can read something and then go to the phone to text and then come back and be like, wait, what did I just read? So it's really helpful to just put the phone down for 2 hours. Come on, guys, we can stay off Twitter for 2 hours. It might be hard, but we can stay off Twitter for 2 hours, okay? Okay, guys, and number 10, last but not least, do not be ashamed to ask for help. Don't be ashamed. Don't use your resources, child, okay? If your school has a tutoring program, if you have a friend who understands math better than you, if you have a friend who understands biology, ask for help. Don't let your pride have you out here high and dry in these streets, okay? Ask for help. Do not be ashamed. It's okay. We're all in this together. We're all trying to get this degree, and we are all trying to get up out of here, okay? So do not be ashamed. Use your resources and do what's best for you. All right, we have come to the end of this video. That has been my 10 study tips. I hope that they are helpful to you. And before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up so that you will not miss any future videos. Thank you guys for watching.